Thank you much. David L. Robbins' popular novel, The End of War, takes us to 1945, to the final months of the war in Europe. And that's also where he takes audiences for the stage adaptation of his 2001 historical fiction. The world premiere of the play is now on stage at Virginia Rep. David's here along with two of the stars of the production, Scott Wichman and Eva DeVirgilis. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
You've had several performances now. How did it feel on stage?
It's feeling great. It is such an epic production with lights and sound. It is something like I've never been on stage before. It's incredible, incredibly directed by Nathaniel Shaw. The lighting, the sounds, it's an extraordinary experience.
Yeah, anytime that you open up a brand new theatrical work, you're not really sure how it's going to be received. And the first few performances have just been riveting, and audiences have really walked out stunned by what they've seen, and that's a testament to David's writing and the resources that Virginia Rep put behind the product.
Because it is drama, and it is going to cause some emotion. What's it like for you watching your words come to life on stage?
I got asked how I felt watching my words in the hands of these, first, dear friends, secondly, remarkable artists and important Richmonders. I got asked, well, how do you feel seeing this adaptation of your own work? And I told Chase Niffen at Virginia Rep, I said, to physicalize how excited I am, I'd have to be 9. Because at my age, I would pull every ligament in my body if I would actually jump around and show, look, this is how excited I am. Look, I wish this for any artist. I wish for any artist to be able to sit in an audience and watch their product in the hands of artists like this, and to love them. I mean, we're friends as well, and to admire them as artists and to love them as friends. It's a powerful concoction. Yeah, if I could, language fails me, but it's fun.
9-year-old you is jumping inside. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So talk about the play itself, the storyline, because you've taken a book and translated it to a story that is told on stage.
Sure. Well, okay. It takes place in the last month of the World War II in Europe and centers on events in Berlin. And it features two colliding elements. The first is a woman named Freya. She has a daughter named Lottie, played by Eva DeVirgilis, who is a cellist in the Berlin Philharmonic. Eva's house is destroyed. She has to come live with her mother, and her mother reveals to her that she's taken in a Jew, Julius, played by Scott Wichman. And the danger of that is palpable. The Gestapo is trying to leave Berlin a Jewish-free city. It's history. And so they're at risk from being caught, and if they are found with this Jew in the basement, they will be shot or hung. So there's that risk. So they're afraid of the Gestapo. The other thing that they're very terrified of is the advancing Russian army, who beginning in Stalingrad have been pushing the Germans first out of Russia, then out of Poland, and then across the Polish border into Germany itself. By the time the Russian army gets to Berlin, it is a maddened horde. And so Stalin was actually exhorting his troops to destroy Berlin. He said, damned Berlin. And part of the destruction of that enemy would be frankly, raping their women and destroying the city. That's the other thing they're very, very terrified of. So the play captures as best it can the threat of the Gestapo, the threat to this Jew who's being hidden by this family, the threat to them personally, sexually, and at the same time it asks a lot of existential questions.
And as we said, a very deep story.
Yeah.
And after last night's performance, you had a talk back. What were some of the responses from the audience about your characterizations?
Well, the audience has been very receptive to the story, and you know, we've spoken at length about the ways in which the warnings of the past echo in the present. You know, speaking to Julius's journey, I mean, we're now in a climate where we've seen anti-Semitic threats against Jewish community centers across the country. We've seen a rise in a sort of nationalism it's dangerous, and I think that David's play opens up an opportunity for us to talk about those issues, and so it's a gateway to larger conversation.
It's been interesting. I think a character like Lottie takes the position that I'm not political, I'm just a musician. I don't know anything that's going on. I'm not a Nazi. I'm not choosing this. So, nor is she Jewish. And she says, I'm not Jewish. I shouldn't have to risk my life for these people. So she's the person in the middle. I'm not a Nazi, nor am I Jewish. So what is the choice that she's going to make?